All right, so moving on to slope-intercept form. This is really going to be our main concept for this chapter, probably the most important thing we're going to do all year. So we're going to take our time with this. All right, but for slope-intercept form, it is y equals mx plus b. Okay, m, remember, is our slope. We did slope all last week. All right, b is the y-intercept. Okay, so that's where the line crosses the y-axis. All right, and then the x and the y are any xy pair on the line. All right. So just an easy example here. If you were given y equals like 3x minus 7, your slope here is 3. Your y-intercept is negative 7. Again, that's b. Okay, you could have a fraction for a slope. So if we had like negative 2/3 x plus 8, my slope here, again, is m, is negative 2/3, and my y-intercept, which is b, is 8. Okay, so that's just identifying your slope and y-intercept on this stuff. I'm going to do a few more of those for you. So again, you're given like y equals negative 8x minus 4. Your slope, which is m, is equal to negative 8. So whatever number is in front of that x, that's your slope. That's your rate of change. That's how the line's changing. The y-intercept, that's your starting value. So y-intercept, which is b, is going to be negative 4 here. So again, if this is plus 4, your y-intercept's at positive 4. If this is minus 4, your y-intercept's at negative 4. So this is kind of like your starting point. Okay, that's what that y-intercept is. And let's just do one more here. So again, your slope, which is m, is going to be 5/4. And my y-intercept is b, and that's 7 here. All right, so there's all sorts of examples that we're going to work on with writing the equations of lines in slope-intercept form. We're going to start off here with, I'm going to give you the slope of the line. So let's go with just a slope of 4, and let's say the line goes through the point negative 3, 8. So we need to find the y-intercept. So what we know here is that m equals 4. We also have this point, negative 3, comma 8. That's your x, that's your y. And we know that slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Again, m is your slope. B is your y-intercept. So in this case, I can substitute in for y equals mx plus b. I got 8 equals 4 is my m, negative 3 is my x, and I'm still trying to find b. So that means I have 8 equals negative 12 plus b. I'm going to add 12 to both sides because I'm trying to solve for b here. So it's going to be 20 equals b. And we already knew that m was 4. So I can write my equation now as y equals mx plus b. M is 4. b is 20. And I'm done. So let's do another one like that. Let's say the slope is negative 3/4, and the line goes through the point through the point 87. So we need to figure out what the y-intercept is here. So again, we know that m equals negative 3/4. We have 8 for our x, and we have 7 for our y. So 7 goes in for y, negative 3/4 goes in for m, and my x is 8. And we got b over here, which we're trying to solve for. So negative 3/4 times 8 is negative 6. So now I have 7 equals negative 6 plus b. To solve for b, I got to add 6 to both sides. And I get 13 equals b. So we put it all together, and we get y equals, again, m was negative 3/4 plus 13. All right. So next we're going to get into some longer examples here where you have to figure out the slope. So you're just given 2 points. So the first thing you have to do is get the slope.
Dad?
So to figure out the slope here, again, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 13 minus negative 13 divided by 5 minus negative 8. So be careful with your negatives here. It's going to be 13 plus 13 in the numerator, 5 plus 8 in the denominator. 13 and 13 is 26. 5 plus 8 is 13. 26 divided by 13 is 2. So I'm going to use my slope of 2. Next up, we still have to figure out for y equals mx plus b, we still got to figure out b. We figured out m. Still got to get b here. So I can use either of these points, okay? When you're trying to figure out the equation of a line, you just need any 2 points on the line. It doesn't matter where they are, you just need 2 points on a line. In this case down here, x and y, they just got to be 2 points on the line. So we got m equals 2, and I'm just going to use that second point because both coordinates are positive. So we got 5 comma 13. 5 is my x, 13 is my y. Still trying to solve for b here. So I get 13 equals 10 plus b. Subtract 10 from both sides. We get 3 equals b. So we got m equals 2, b equals 3. We got to put it all together here. Y equals 2x plus 3 is my final equation there. And that's what I'm looking for. So again, you got 3 steps here. Step 1, get the slope. Step 2, get the y-intercept. Step 3, put it all together. Okay, so 3 main steps there. Slope, y-intercept, put it all together. So first up, let's get the slope here. Again, we got x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to have 4 minus negative 9 divided by 16 minus negative 10. So again, this is going to turn into 4 plus 9, and then 16 plus 10. So it's going to turn into 13 over 26. Kind of similar to what we had on the last one, except 13 over 26 is going to reduce down to 1/2. So we got our slope, Next up, let's get our y-intercept. So I'm going to use m equals 1/2. And I'm going to I'll use the first point this time. Doesn't matter which points you use. Just got to use one of them. Again, if you can't do like -10 fourth. They got to be, it's got to be the same coordinate. So y is -9. 1/2 is your m. -10 is your x plus b. So we got 1/2 times -10 is -5. Add 5 to both sides. We get -4 equals b. So when we go to put this all together then, put it all together, our slope is 1/2, so y equals 1/2 x. Do not write plus -4. Okay, some people write this, because the formula is y equals mx plus b. They'll put that and have like the plus -4. Just write it as this. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. All right, so take the time now to do this 4-6D worksheet in your packet that I gave you. There's just 4 problems here. So take a little break here, pause the video, and go do this. All right, so I separated this into 3 columns to show you the 3 main steps. First, we get the slope. So I got a slope of -5. Next, we got to get our y-intercept. Again, you can use either point here. Again, I already figured out my slope was -5. I'm going to use -210. So we get 10 equals -5 times -2 plus b. So I get 10 equals 10 plus b. So when I subtract 10 then from both sides, I get 0 equals b. So when I go to put this all together, y equals mx plus b, I'm going to have -5x plus 0. You don't need the plus 0. You add 0 to anything. It doesn't change. It's like multiplying by 1. So there's y equals -5x for a final answer there. All right, so next up here, we got 1 minus 10 in the numerator is -9. 5 plus 10 in the denominator is 15. So that's going to reduce down to -3/5 for a slope. So I'm going to use my first point here, so 10 is going to go in for y, -10 in for x. My slope was -3/5 times -10 plus b. So I get 10 equals 6 plus b. So b equals 4. Again, last step here, put it all together. Y equals -3/5 x plus 4. Flip it over. All right, again, make sure that you complete this. All right, so 2 more here. Again, my slope is going to be 12 minus -20 divided by 5 minus -3. So remember what's going on here. You're subtracting a negative. So it's going to be 12 plus 20, 5 plus 3. So it's going to be 32 divided by 8 So my slope is 4. All right, so next up we got to get that y-intercept. I'm going to use my second point, so I'm going to use m equals 4, and then I'm going to use 5, 12 as my x and y. So that means I'm going to have 12 equals 4 times 5 plus b. So that means I have 12 equals 20 plus b. Subtract 20 from both sides, I get negative 8 equals b. Put it all together, we get y equals 4x minus 8. Again, don't put 4x plus negative 8, just put 4x minus 8. So last up here, we're going to have negative 1 minus 9 divided by 12 minus negative 8. So we're going to have a negative 10 over 20, so slope at negative 1/2. So m equals negative 1/2. And I'll just use that first point there is fine. Substitute into y equals mx plus b to solve for b. So we get b equals 13, so we get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 13 for a final answer.